The news of Jamar Champ's death spread quickly across Houston, and then the world, leaving behind shock, disbelief, and heartbreak. The 38-year-old former college football player and entrepreneur, known for his marriage to reality TV star Masika Kalisha, died in a horrific car accident that claimed 2 lives. The tragedy struck in the early hours of October 28, 2025, when Jamar's Tesla Cybertruck collided head-on with a BMW traveling in the wrong direction on the Katy freeway. Police later confirmed that the BMW driver had mistakenly entered the freeway through an exit ramp marked "Do Not Enter" and "Wrong Way." The impact was catastrophic. Both vehicles were destroyed by the collision, and the BMW caught fire almost immediately. Emergency crews arrived within minutes, but the damage was irreversible. Both Jamar and the other driver were pronounced dead at the scene. Investigators described it as one of the most violent crashes they had seen in years. Houston Police Sergeant Rebecca Dallas stated, "At this time, we believe the BMW was traveling westbound in the eastbound lanes. The collision was head-on and instantaneous." Witnesses recalled a massive explosion and the eerie silence that followed. Jamar's passing devastated not only his family but also fans who had followed his life since his days as a promising wide receiver for North Dakota State University in 2005 and 2006. After his college football career, he turned his energy toward entrepreneurship, building small businesses in Texas and mentoring young athletes. His friends described him as a man who wanted to win at life, but who also wanted others to win with him. In the years that followed, Jamar became best known to the public through his relationship with Masika Kalisha, star of Love and Hip Hop, Hollywood and Growing Up Hip Hop, Atlanta. The two met in 2020, fell in love quickly, and were married in 2021 in an intimate ceremony surrounded by close family. They welcomed a daughter, Amari Hermes Champ, in 2022. Jamar also became a devoted father figure to Masika's older daughter, Kari, from her previous relationship with rapper Fetty Wap. Although their marriage eventually faced difficulties, and Masika filed for an annulment in 2024, they remained connected as co-parents. Those close to them say they were on good terms before his death. They still talked, one friend revealed. They were trying to rebuild their friendship for their daughter's sake. Jamar loved his kids more than anything. After the crash, Masika shared her heartbreak with fans. In a trembling message posted to social media, she wrote, "God woke me up at 2 a.m. I couldn't sleep. I didn't know why. Jesus Christ, I just received the worst news of my life. Pray for me and my kids." Hours later, she appeared in a video message asking the public not to spread unconfirmed reports out of respect for her children. "Please," she said through tears, "don't post anything until I do. My kids are on social media, and I don't want them finding out through rumors." Her words reflected the raw fear every parent feels when trying to shield their children from unbearable pain. But even as she tried, grief found its way home. Days later, at a quiet memorial held in Houston, Jamar's family and close friends gathered to remember him. The service was private, but those who attended described it as deeply emotional. The room was filled with photos of Jamar, smiling, laughing, holding his children. His football jersey was draped across the casket, and the air was heavy with the scent of white roses. Masika sat in the front row with both children by her side. She wore black, her hands trembling as she held Amari's tiny fingers. Jamar's mother sat beside her, clutching a handkerchief, whispering prayers under her breath. Then came the moment that broke every heart in the room. Jamar's son, from a previous relationship, had been quiet the entire service. He was barely 10 years old, small and serious, his eyes red from crying. As the pastor finished his prayer, the boy slowly walked toward the casket, holding something close to his chest. It was a small football, scuffed and worn, with his father's initials written in black marker. The room fell completely silent. Even the soft organ music stopped. The boy placed the football gently on top of the casket and whispered, "I'll play for you now, Dad." His voice cracked as he said it. Then he tried to speak again but couldn't. Tears streamed down his face as he sobbed, "Why did you leave me?" Masika stood up immediately and rushed to hold him, kneeling beside him at the casket. She wrapped her arms around his shoulders as he buried his face in her chest, his cries echoing in the quiet hall. The sight was too much for many. People wept openly. Even those who had never met Jamar could not stop their tears. The pastor paused, eyes glistening, and said softly, "A father's love never ends. It lives on in the hearts of his children." The moment became a symbol of the purest form of loss, a child mourning a parent, a pain too deep for words. "You could feel the whole room break," one attendee later said. That boy's heartbreak was everyone's heartbreak. After the service, a slideshow played across a large screen. It showed Jamar's journey, his days as a young football player, his smile during business meetings, his laughter while playing with his kids. In one clip, he was seen tossing a football to his son in the backyard. "Catch it, champ," he shouted, laughing as the boy caught it and ran in circles. That same football was now resting with him forever. The funeral concluded with a final message from his sister, who stood at the podium with trembling hands. "Jamar was the kind of man who believed in second chances," she said. "He wasn't perfect, but he tried every day to be better, for his children, for his family, for himself. That's how we'll remember him." Outside the church, mourners stood in silence as the casket was carried to the waiting hearse. The children watched quietly, their small faces framed by sunlight. Jamar's son held onto Masika's hand tightly, refusing to let go. "He's with God now," she whispered to him. The boy nodded slowly, tears still streaming down his cheeks. Later that evening, at home, Masika shared a private reflection online. She posted a photo of Jamar holding their daughter and wrote, "I'll make sure they never forget you. I'll keep your spirit alive in every story, every lesson, every smile." The post quickly flooded with messages of sympathy. Fellow reality stars, fans, and friends expressed their condolences, describing Jamar as a good man gone too soon. In the days that followed, the story of his son's tearful goodbye spread across social media. Clips from the service were shared thousands of times. People who had never met the family felt connected to their pain. Comments like, "No child should have to go through this," and "His son's strength broke me," filled the feeds. But for Masika and the children, grief was only beginning. Friends close to the family said she has been trying to stay strong, but the loss weighs heavily. "She cries at night," one friend said. "She tells stories about Jamar to the kids before bed, just so they remember his laugh." Jamar's son has since been spending time with both sides of the family. He keeps a photo of his father beside his bed. Before sleeping, he sometimes whispers, "Good night, Dad," just like he used to after their phone calls. Those around him say he's been quieter, more thoughtful, as if he's carrying a piece of his father's soul wherever he goes. The tragedy of Jamar Champ's death has left an undeniable void. He was more than a reality star's husband. He was a man of ambition, loyalty, and love. His legacy lives on through his children, through the laughter and lessons he left behind. The crash that ended his life in seconds has become a painful reminder of how fragile life can be. In the blink of an eye, everything changes. One moment, a father is driving home. The next, his child is left holding a football, whispering goodbye. As Houston prepares for his burial, fans and friends continue to mourn, sharing stories and prayers. And somewhere, a little boy still dreams of his father, the man who taught him to chase the ball, to be brave, and to never stop believing in himself. The sound of that child's crying at the memorial will echo for a long time. not because it was loud, but because it came from the purest place imaginable, a son's love for his father. In that moment, everyone in the room understood what loss truly meant. It wasn't just the end of a life. It was the silence that follows when a child's hero is gone forever. And yet, within that silence, there was also something eternal. Love that refuses to die, living on in the hearts of those left behind.